I'm going to put stop to break even. And we already did the due diligence of working in the fair value gap plus regular trading hour gap high. So like it makes sense for it just to complete the move here now. So, all right, perfect. All right, there we go. Okay, so it just took us out super quick. So anyway, I didn't inside of this time window though. 10:30 to 12:10. That's where you want to hunt going against the green. Okay, if it's warranted. The hot pockets inside of that is going to be 10:50 to 11:10, and then 11:50 to 12:10. So pretty straightforward, right? So okay, let me give you guys a question right now. Would you long this right now, wrong or right, of pans out or not, it's irrelevant. This right here, on statistic basis, are you taking this long right here? Okay, for model number 3, up on the buy side, in the 15-minute gap that I showed you. Okay, get the answers in. No, okay. No, no. Okay, 2 no's. 3 no's. Yeah, okay, Nick's saying yes. Okay, Nick's taking along. All right, overall though, we got full no's. So that's good. Okay, we got another yes. That's fine. Hey, look, whatever your criteria is, that's your criteria, okay? My answer is no. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. We have a very shallow run below sell side. Okay, normally if it's only piercing sell side by 5 to 10 handles, okay, usually it's going to drop down one more time. Okay, if I'm going to take a long, right, usually we would drop down below sell side and then take a short-term low that originally took sell side. Okay, that's going to be your highest quality reversal. And also, usually you want some type of 5-minute or 15-minute change of state delivery. So a 15-minute wick has not been cemented yet, so that's another thing. Usually you want to have that wick be placed in first, right, and then wick worked in, and then you look to take the trade. So that is the deal there. So initially it's panning out, right? But like I said, it's irrelevant if it were to pan out or not, because it's simply not a part of the rules, and literally 99% of the Model 3s we take don't look like this at all. Okay, we wait for the wick to be formed, wick worked in, usually a short-term low ran out below the higher time frame key level, and that is an ATM machine when it happens. All right, it would be annoying if this like just so happens to pan out on the one time I try to make an example of a low quality Model 3. That wouldn't that be hilarious? But like even if it were to pan out, I know 99% of the other time, right, it would look a little bit different than what we're seeing right now. So what's really key here is pretty soon we're going to open on a new 15-minute candle, right, and the wick will now be cemented. So once that wick's cemented and we traded 25%, then all of a sudden we have something a lot more high quality than just trying to pick the first reversal. Okay, all right, this setup needs to fail. This setup needs to fail because literally it'll just be a perfect learning lesson to why you should wait for the 15-minute wick to be cemented. So here it is now. Open on the next 15-minute candle. What do? Well, you simply map out. What did that tell you guys? So this wick right here is 586 to 639. So it's actually a pretty steep wick. Okay. So in that context there, I told you guys if it's 100 handles or more, okay, 90, 100 handles, more of a wick, okay, you want to see 25% tapped in it to fail to get the midpoint. If it does get the midpoint, then guess what? You're just going to wait for a sell side right below the wick and then obviously look to trade it. So we had that 15-minute wick placed in, which is what we wait for. Okay, and then you do your 25%, which is going to be highest probability for a wick that is 90 or more handles. Okay, so we work that in. Okay, there's 25%. Like I said, if 50% is tapped, right, then what do we expect? The short-term low to be ran out, which is, in this context, what we wanted to see anyway, because it's a very shallow run below the sell side, right? Usually when that happens, you want the low to be rated. All right, so it did deliver midpoint, okay, which is fine, right? It doesn't mean it's completely disqualified. However, right, with the context of the wick being very large and this being a shallow run below the higher time frame sell side, right, I'm just going to expect a new low to be placed in. Okay, very simple, very simply put. Patient. Now guess what? What happens if, okay, we work in 25 or 50% of the wick, right? We trade into the rejection block here on the 5-minute, and then we just create another huge rally up above here. Okay, and then we created for value gap. Okay, that's high quality, right? Because we did the due diligence of the higher time frame, wick theory, right? And then we create a smooth displacement after structure has been cemented below that higher time frame key level. What do I mean by that? Well, if we create a large rally here, right, then we'll have a fractal intermittent term low form. So it's going to be a swing low here, higher swing low to the left, and a higher swing low to the right. Okay, that's the only way that I'll be able to qualify this as model 3. Okay, and right now, we're not going to be surprised at all if we see this fail, right? Which, it should fail. I mean, I want it to fail because it'll show you guys why this is low quality. All right, shift below the up candle now. It should just drop into a new low now, okay? Beautiful. Perfect. And then once again, at this point, what do you hunt? Well, at that point, it's make it or break it, right? Meaning it needs to drop down below the low and then create that rally. There's your entry, target buy side. Okay, so really good learning opportunity here if you're taking notes on this. Okay, like literally real time, live streaming or not, this is the exact things that are going through my brain when I'm trying to filter in a good setup or filter out a low quality one. Okay. And notice it's not me over analyzing on the 1 minute chart. I'm always on the 5 and 15 minute chart when I'm, hunting a high quality model 3. So it should just my system tells me that this thing should fail, should just drop down below. Just way too shallow of a run below sell side there, so it should just smash below there. So, all right, guys, model number 5. I'm going to teach this before model 4. Okay, that's just going to be shorting and fading fake model 3 traders. How about that? Okay, guys, real quick, very, very important. One major crucial thing that I need to add in here is I want you to take a look at those opposing up candles, right at around 10:30 a.m. Okay, you're going to see that 1 minute up candle that we rose up into here and failed to push through it. You're going to see that right there on the chart. That's another thing that I look for, failing to trade through opposing up candles and shift that order flow. Okay, so that's another thing you want to note down. So yeah, look at the up candle that was now formed. We shifted below that. Okay, basic order flow tells me that we should utilize that as resistance and make a new low. Okay, if it can do the due diligence. Is anyone surprised whatsoever that this long here failed and that price drove lower again? Is anyone surprised here? Okay, answers down below.